Hi guys, CarCal here. We're going to talk about setting up an Audi today. When we're setting up an Audi or a Subaru, they'll be set up the same way. We're going to use the large panels and the large targets. The measurement from the wheel hub will be required on both of these vehicles, so we'll explain that. First thing I would do with any of your Audis or your Subarus, I would set up the confirmation point in the back, the bumper jig in the front. Let's get it all squared up. As soon as we're all squared up, we're going to go ahead and grab our bumper jig, our confirmation point. All right, depending on which system you have, if you have the newer 3.0, then you're going to see these saddles here, and this is designed to make it a little easier on you. So the way it works with this, we'd actually turn our laser on, find the center of the hub. Once you're on the center of the hub, you can shut your laser off. Now our tape measure. The tape measure is set up for a driver's side. And what I mean by that is the tape measure actually slides on the tape. You can take the tape measure off and flip it over, and that'd be more appropriate for the passenger side. But if we're on the driver's side, if we keep it here, turn this guy on, put it in the saddle right here and lock it into place. This will keep us going out, so this will keep us from not being square to the vehicle. I want to pull this out till I touch the bumper jig. We are right at 1,000 millimeters, right on. Okay, the target actually says on the back of it, 1,500 millimeters from the target to the hub. Okay, if we're 1,000 from here to here, and the hole is going to be 1,500, then we measure out 500 from the bumper to the device. Now, if you have the older version of this, what I'd recommend, it doesn't have these pieces. I'd recommend lining the edge of this with the hub. Then we can do the same concept where we're going to place this on the outer edge. It'll rest along here. This will help reassure that we're square. As we pull it out, as soon as we touch the bumper jig, same thing. We're right at 1,000 millimeters. If you have the older units, the 2.0s that don't even have this, then we can do this either on the ground, pulling it out, or if we're really cautious, we can put our finger right on that hub, pull it out. As soon as we touch, right at 1,000 millimeters. So we can measure from the hub on any of these devices. All right, so now we know we want to be 500 from the bumper to the device. Anytime using these large targets, I like setting everything up first. The big panel is a little bit heavy. You can maneuver it, move it around a little bit, but I do think it's a little bit easier. I think it's a little bit easier putting this in its place first, and then we'll put the panels on. So right now we are centered. We got everything set up. I'm going to shut my lasers off. All right, now it's time for the panels. We have 4 panels, 2 top panels, 2 bottom panels. Bottom panel is the one with the hanger on it, right? So what we want to do is we want to put this over, hang it on the bar, and we want the panel to fit right in between these slots here. I take the other panel, slide it right in these slots on the bar. Now I can look down and we are set. Everything's flat, flush. These panels are good. Now we take a top panel. Top panel here. Other top panel here. Once we have the 2 top panels set, we want to push everything together, make sure it's all square. Panels are set. Now we're going to get our target. I've already measured from the bumper, so I'm going to actually move the bumper jig to give us a little bit better spacing here to work with. We won't need that again, obviously, unless we have to recheck our numbers for troubleshooting if something goes wrong. What we want to do is roll out our target. It'll be the same for the Subaru. You line the target with the top edge, or if your panels have a blue line on them, that blue line is what you want to line it up to. We want to get it on. Slowly pull it down. It's in place. We should have this lined up to the center of the two panels. The bottom mark to the center of the two panels. Left side right at the top of the bar, and there's also a little hole here. Same thing on the right side. Now, with these magnetic targets, especially if it gets cold outside, sometimes they don't like sticking so well. We usually keep magnets with us. I just keep a couple little magnets. Let's say that this was curling up. We could easily just put a magnet. As long as it's not in the main part of the target, that shouldn't give you any problems. Another example I see people use, they'll just keep a little bit of tape, and they'll just put a little piece of tape. So if one of the corners or something is peeling up and you're feeling like it's not a good flat target, feel free to use these aids to kind of help you keep it straight. Anytime I'm using these big targets outside, especially, I would never leave this device by itself. I wouldn't go back to the car and sit in the car and calibrate unless it's dead calm. But if there is a breeze or at all, then I would set this up. I'd have my pre-scan done because I don't want to leave this. I would have my tablet. I would stand right behind this target. You can even step on the device. It's not going to mess with you. You can hunker down a little bit, run your calibration, and it should go through. These usually don't give you any problems. My main advice, though, is try to set the thing up to the height and the distance that you want. We can adjust here, but it is much more difficult to adjust here. So this applies to the Audis and the Subarus. They all work the same way.